Oh, hello, everybody. It feels good to be live yet again. Another morning made by the Lord in heaven above, the creator of all things, creator of our reconciliation back to the Father. We are going to heaven, ladies and gentlemen, and it's something far greater than we deserve. And that is definitely worth being grateful for. Oh, I'm so happy. I could probably bust out in song, to be honest. I would like to, I really wanted to have Tom on today. I talked to him last night in the morning, wee hours of the morning, but didn't get a chance to talk to him this morning at work. So I'm not really sure what's going on with him. But I think I gave the link to Faith too. I'm not sure. So if you'd like to click the link, you can. I would say let's just have like a light show today. Discuss maybe things that we do as people that oh, you don't have a link. Oh my God. Well, then I will do this. That's weird because I thought I gave you one. But here it is. Yeah, that's weird. I could have sworn I gave it to you. Maybe I gave it to somebody twice. Or I don't know. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, AJ. Wow, that's weird to have 5 in the box already. And so I'm proud of that. Not proud, but proud that everything's smooth so far, right? And yeah, I thought we'd have a light show and talk about just kind of like how we affect each other, things like we do that we could point out, like, hey, that's helpful that you do that, or whatever, vice versa, other things, right? I don't know. What do I know, man? We could talk about anything. I just want to avoid talking about the mainstream narrative today. Ugh. Not that it's doom and gloom, just that it's the same. It's the same. Unless somebody has something new, then I would be like super duper duper excited to hear about it. But let me get Faith and add her to the stream real quick. Good morning, Faith. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today?
Good morning,
Hey,
Steve.
Stephanie. How are you doing? Okay, that's cool. That's great that you stopped in and said hi. I appreciate that.
Hi, Stephanie.
I like it when people stop in and say hi, even when they can't stay. If people just stop in and say hi, I think that's nice.
I just got a notification.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh, YouTube.
I know, it's crazy how it works, huh? Watch, people will come in now, like 3 or 4 more people will come in.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? How does this even work? Like, what are we doing?
It's not us.
Well, I almost like look at it now as just like because of how narrow we're like keeping the gospel and just how narrow we are about accepting like just craziness and fights and all that, right? Like, I almost feel like this is just like a group phone call that we make in the morning.
It is actually, I think.
You
So
know.
yeah, I did speak to Julian, and yeah, the topic's up to you.
Oh, that's cool, man. I mean,
But
that's cool if you let me pick the topic and
yeah,
I can
he
have
did.
people on there if I want.
Yeah, and he did say it would be on his second channel, which I think he changed the name of it.
Yeah,
But if
that's
you
the one I want
search,
to be on.
yeah, but if you search for it, you still have to search Sacramento Truth Movement 2, because otherwise you can't find
What's
it.
his first channel then? What's that all about?
It's just Sacramento Movement Truth. That's the first one. And right now, he's just posting like community posts.
Does he got like a lot of subscribers on that one?
A good amount, but he has a couple strikes, so he can't like.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
can't go live for sure.
yeah, he can't go live.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I mean, the only thing with that kind of thing is like, I don't want to go backwards, right? Like, there's
Right.
things like I don't know very many things in life. I do know that Jesus is the Lord and He's the only way to salvation. I know that the Earth is not a ball, right? Like, there's not that many things that I know, right? But the things I do know, I don't make mistakes, right?
Uh-oh. Sound like a robot. You sound like a robot.
Everybody, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Do I sound like everybody? Hold on a second. Do I sound like a robot? Everybody? If it's just to you, I know how to fix it.
There you go. Sounds good.
It's good now. Was it always good?
Yeah.
Okay, they're saying I'm roboting too.
Okay.
I want to see if I have to fix it. Okay, let me know when it's fixed, guys. Yeah,
Sounds good.
I know. It's good now to you, but not to
Yeah.
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, this is why it's crazy. Because if it's just like robot
Yeah,
to
he was
you,
like,
I could fix it easy.
"Are you his girlfriend?" I'm like, "No."
Oh my god, yeah. No, I don't even want to. I don't even
Yeah.
want to go there. But he's a kid, you know. So you
Yeah,
know he'll like
he's
click
only
with
20. So, but then
the young guy, man.
he
So
was like, everybody loves Good Servant. I was like, uh, Jay,
right.
Jay, Jay, have you heard the news? No,
Yeah, I
that's not
know.
true.
I get trolled like constantly. I was in 2 movies recently.
He was so shocked by that you get so many trolls.
Well, even in like Game Over did like a thing about Dacone trying to expose him. But
Mhm.
even in that video against somebody else, they showed Dacone's video against me with failure written all over my face on on the
Oh my
video.
goodness.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, come on, man. Like I can't even people on our side, I have to see that. I'm like, it's all good, man. Not that we're all on a team. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
But you know, you're on one side or the other, good or evil, right? And so
Right, yeah.
it's weird to see that everywhere, but I don't really look at it like that anymore. Like I look at the trolling is like God bringing people to me that are lost, and it's them that I'm here for, right? Like I I used to have this sense that like I was trying to do a mission, and then if someone was like, say like half the chat was, you know, fake and mocking me or whatever, like that they were somehow slowing me down, right?
Mhm.
But in reality, I it's them that I'm here for. Like they are the people that I'm trying to get. And
Right.
so yeah, so I mean like if whatever they're doing, it's only affecting them, you know?
Right. Like we don't want to just preach to the choir, you
That's
know?
right. I mean, absolutely not. Yeah, the whole goal is new sheep. I mean,
Like
when
of
Jesus
course.
came, he
Right.
went out to go get sinners, right? Like
Absolutely. And of course we want like people that believe in the same beliefs that we believe in, but we want to get the good news out.
yeah.
And
Well, I'll say
that
this.
doesn't mean preaching the good news to each other. Like we all know the good news. We got to get it out there.
Well, and I'll say this, Faith. It's not even really about like having people have the same beliefs as us. I mean, in a way, yes, right? Because we want everyone to have a life-saving message, right?
Right.
Like, it's important to believe certain things if you want to be saved. Like that's just the way it is. And
Yeah.
so there's many many different doctrines that go along with like the Bible that I've been pretty good at like not taking a position on publicly, to like leave it open for people, even
Mhm.
though I have an idea of what it is. But there's certain things that have to be very narrow, right? And just because that's reality, not because that's what I believe. It is what I believe, but it's also just accepting reality. You
Mhm.
know, is that we were created by a creator, and he has certain rules for us, and he's really not asking really that much of us, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all believe in Jesus Christ. That's what I meant. I didn't mean we all
Yeah,
agree on everything. I fine. No, no. We definitely
you
have
got it.
quarrels between each other sometimes, but at
Yeah,
least we can
popping like
respect each other.
popcorn.
Yeah, at least we can respect each other enough to be like, okay, you believe that way. Okay, cool. But that's the point is we're to get the good news out to those that don't know it.
Yeah. Well, I
And have
used to try to meet like 100 people a day, new people. But I made that my goal, but I never really even got close to that ever. I got maybe halfway a few times, and like close to 50 maybe every day, like of hanging out in other chats, or
Mhm.
watching other streams where there was enough, maybe there was enough lost people to meet a bunch at a time. And so I would
Yeah.
just put it out there, hey, I'm doing streams over at my channel, like at these times, if you want to come back and watch them or whatever.
Right.
And it was working there for a while, but then like I guess people on YouTube were like, well, it sounds like you're sub grubbing or something like that. I don't know. It was some term like that, and I was like, oh well, I didn't
Oh.
want it to sound like that. I'm a missionary, so I mean, of course, I'm going to invite people back to the. I mean, that's
They
part of it,
said
right?
that?
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, but
Speaking
like
of,
I didn't.
have we seen Jessica yet? Have we seen
I
Jessica
don't.
in the chat at all?
I don't know who that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really?
No, no.
I'm still looking for her.
Yeah, no. I seen her make a message over on the community post, I think.
Okay. I don't see her in many chats, so she's probably really busy. I'm not sure if she's a single parent, but I'm hoping to see her soon.
Well, like it was like for every like 100 people I invited, one person would come.
Right.
So I mean, it's tough that way.
Well, and
But
you
I
have to
don't.
think of it this way too, because when I first got your invite, I was like, I don't know who this is. Like, I just see his
Right.
face. Like, here, I'm just gonna tell you what I was thinking. I just see his face. Maybe he's just trying to hit on me or something, and I don't want that. So
Oh,
I tread very cautiously at first, but then I was like, wow, this is cool.
right. Yeah.
So maybe some people are just extra cautious.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That
Yeah.
is interesting. Maybe I
Well,
got to think about
all you can
how I
see is
do
my
that.
profile. All you can see is my profile picture. You don't see me with my husband or anything. All I can see is your profile picture. I don't see you with a woman. So, and that's what I was thinking was, okay, maybe
Mhm.
this person's just trying to hit on me. That's all I was thinking. No offense to you, because now that I know you, but
No, but I mean, it's interesting to think about, like, because I'm trying to think about like usually like if I'm in a chat or if I'm in like a comment section where, let's say somebody makes a comment on the like a video, right, where it is something that I would think of,
Mhm.
then it's like, okay, well that person is like-minded to me, right? And then I would go up and I'd be like, well, I do these streams over at whatever, and I'm inviting you back there. I guess
Mhm.
you could say it probably looks that way. I don't know. It's been so long since I've thought that way that I don't think about it like that.
Well, and I'm not
you
saying
know?
I'm not saying it looks that way to everyone, but I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying because that's what I do too. If somebody comments
Hmm.
or replies to a comment that I put, and it's something that I think, hey, they might benefit from Steven's stream, then I'll throw that in there, and then I'll
Have you
just
ever
leave a
like
link.
read have you ever like read a comment like in one of the like truther videos where you're like, oh man, I was thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
Or wow, that's a new way of thinking about that. I never thought of it that way. And it
Oh
was like
yeah.
just exactly the way you were thinking, but you haven't gotten there quite yet. And so you're like, wow, that person's interesting, or or I think that we think alike or something. I don't know.
Or I would like to understand them better.
Or learn from them,
Or yeah, right. Yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
For
I
sure.
don't know where I met I don't know where I met Jake and Stephanie at, or if they just came in and found us. I'm not sure.
I'm
But
not sure either. I mean, I'm
yeah,
happy to hear.
yeah, very grateful. Very grateful that they came right in, and I don't
Yeah.
know how long they were listening before they started talking. Sometimes people listen for a while before they start talking in the chat.
Yeah. I'll see people in the chat and I'm like, man, I really want to hear that person's voice. It's just I don't it's
Hmm.
interesting when I can hear the person behind the typing.
Yeah, because then you know how they talk,
Yeah.
Like, so listen to
Also,
this, right?
everyone talks so differently. Like I think I speak differently than you because I'm a Wisconsinite.
Right,
We
but,
just all talk different.
but listen to this. This is how crazy miscommunication can happen, right? Is I don't think that I've actually yelled, right, in like 5 or 6 years, maybe longer. It could be 10, right? I don't think I've been mad in about a decade, right? My youngest son has only seen me mad one time, and my oldest son has never seen me mad ever, right?
Okay.
And the other day I was typing to who was it? Oh, Cindy, and she types back, "Don't yell at me." And I was like, "What? I don't even yell. Are you? What is going on?" I'm like, "I
What are
need
you doing
like
all caps?
no, I'm just like I'm not never gonna type to anybody again. I'm just gonna like you let me know when you could talk, and then we'll talk. Because you don't know what people are thinking, but I just want like if I type something, you hear how I talk. Like just read it how I talk, or you know what I mean? Like
Right. Yeah.
don't like oh he's mad. I'm never mad. I'm never mad. You know.
Well, yeah, Cindy, love her, but
Yeah, no, she's
she's
great.
still a little emotional, I think.
Yeah, well, she's all right.
She,
Yeah,
I.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Sometimes,
yeah,
I
like
mean, look, it's hard.
usually when
It,
you text me, then I just have your voice in my head. Like that's just how Steven talks. So it's to me,
hmm
that's how it is.
yeah, but that's the way I like. I try to picture how you guys talk. But
Yeah,
see, the
well,
thing
that's
is
why we
like
like hearing you guys' voices.
the thing is like I know like I know most of you guys better than you guys know each other, and so sometimes I'll see you guys type to each other, and I'll be like, "Oh no, that's not what she meant. Oh no, 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 she's thinking something like she's not even thinking about that." like I'm like, "No, don't. As long as you don't go like over the edge, you know what I mean? Like to like f you or whatever, then we can
Oh
still
yeah.
salvage this." And then the very next comment will be like, "F you," you know. And I'm like, no, why did we? No, it's unfixable. It's unfixable now. And it was fixable before. Makes me sad.
Hold on, Steven. Sorry, Gabe's right here. But buddy,
It's okay.
What is that?
what?
Hold me on like a light switch. What is that called?
I don't know what it's called. I really don't know what it's called. Sorry.
The plug?
I'm not sure. He's trying to get me to he's asking me about the name of a song, but I don't know the name of it, buddy.
Oh, well, yeah.
He walked away.
I know. Well, nowadays we have Google and all that, but back in the day, it reminds me, right? Like when I was a kid, if you wanted to know something, you had to ask your dad, you know? Like you didn't have Google, you know? So if
Right.
your dad wasn't very, like, if your dad wasn't like very smart, you didn't know a lot of stuff, you know?
Oh, my dad knew everything.
You had like your own version of Google, you know?
Yeah, he's literally like a thesaurus or whatever you call it.
Yeah, my dad
Encyclopedia.
like my dad was like that, like about dirty jokes or like, you know, like weird slang. I could probably look that stuff up on the dad Google, but he wasn't good for like if I needed to know how many teeth a rhinoceros has or something like that, that he wouldn't know that.
Excuse me.
So
Yeah, we were pretty poor growing up, so we didn't have a computer for much.
so like okay, so how old were you when you first got your computer? Or like what year? Let's say forget age. Like what year was it that when you got your first computer?
1995.
Okay, well then that's kind of in the like they came out in the 80s, right? Like everywhere in the 80s, small, but like internet didn't come out until about 95 was about, you know, it started, right? With Prodigy, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because we had that dial-up crap.
It was like $5 a minute to be on the internet.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, it's so
actually, didn't they
annoying.
charge by the minute or by the hour or something? I don't know if anybody remembers. Any tech
Um,
people that are in the chat that remember how much internet used to cost when it first started? Because I know Prodigy was like a service, could have been a monthly service. I know that.
I think
Um,
monthly.
oh yeah, monthly service. Yeah, where you paid monthly, but there was some where like having the dial up, you had to pay like
Yeah.
certain for the time. And what's crazy is like at first the internet, like, yeah, okay, it had some stuff on there, right? It wasn't big at all, you know? Like
No.
there was pages enough to like look up stuff and do some research or whatever, but I mean, around like I don't know, like I want to say like 2004, 2005, then you started, it was like everything was on the internet. Like anything
Yeah.
you wanted to find out, you could find out. You could just type in anything, like how to fix any engine, how to like, you know, what light bulb do I need, or you know, like anything, and it popped up, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
But it happened like from like cat videos, you know, to like everything was on the internet in like a matter of like less than a year.
But it was great then because people were actually using it for what it should have been used for in the first place. Like, how do I fix this? How do
Mhm.
I, fix that? Now people are just using it for the stupidest crap ever.
Yeah, perversion, pretty
Right.
much.
Ugh. But back
I
then it
mean,
was cool because if you didn't know how to, I don't know, fix your heater in your laundry room, you could, type that in and figure out how to do it yourself or something like that.
and see, that's very handy because like
Yeah.
back in the day we were like at the mercy of like experts, right? Like a person that knew how to do that, you were like, "Oh, I have to pay this guy a ton of money like to fix my heater cuz I don't know how," you know?
Hmm.
Ignorance, right? You could cash in on that. But with the advent of the internet, right, just being able to look it up and oh, okay, I could do this myself. Then it sort of like kind of saved us, right?
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of, I mean, there's people that like have studied so much about like say like viruses or whatever, like to where like, you know, these people could be a doctor, you know, like they've put in that much time studying this stuff, they just don't have a degree, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy, right? Like I know people because you could take Harvard classes on YouTube, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can.
You could take almost any kind of class. So it's like it's weird how I don't know. I must have studied flat Earth enough to, I don't know, at least have a science degree in theoretical science. You know, I mean, that's crazy, right? Like at least I don't know. Maybe I could be an
Yeah,
astronomer. And I forgot more about dinosaurs than most people will ever know,
you
just on the
forgot
dinosaur hoaxes and stuff. Like, think about that. How much time did you spend studying this stuff, right?
about the dinosaurs?
Or anything, right? Cosmology, dinosaurs, viruses, any of this
I
stuff
didn't
that's like
I didn't study a
out
lot
there.
about I didn't study a lot about the dinosaurs, but a lot about flat Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a
And
lot
it,
about that.
and if you think about this, right, like when you go to college, right, it's like you'll take a class, it'll be like, you know, 2 1 hour classes a week or 3 1 hour classes a week for
Mhm.
the semester, you know, and then that's like you get your credits or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
you take an astronomy class, like 4 astronomy classes like that, and then a science with a lab or whatever with it. That's your, you know, like what you need to graduate, right? And it all adds up to like, you know, less than 1,000 hours, right? But
Right.
when you're studying flat Earth, it's like 8 hours a day, 7 days a week for like 2 years, you
For
know?
2 years or so.
You know, and it's like an amazing amount of like information, and people are like, oh, you just learned that from YouTube. Like, what are you talking about? YouTube's a great medium for learning. Are you
It
kidding me?
is. It really is. I mean, yeah, it can be used for bad, of course, like anything, but it can be used for really good too.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like learning anything is
I
helpful.
mean, if anyone came up to me and was like, "Whoa, say something that'll prove to me the Earth is flat," I could throw you anything just from learning it
Right.
off YouTube. Like I got it in my back pocket,
Yeah,
and that's just from learning it off YouTube. Not just for, I don't want to say that because I don't want to discredit the Bible because everything that
yeah,
I learned off of
yeah.
YouTube definitely took it and made sure it was scripturally bound first.
I don't know why people think that it's so much better that they got it out of a book, you know? Oh yeah, well I read mine out of a book. Well, that's isn't that worse than a computer? Like it's like how is that better? Like how is reading it from a book better than finding out online? I
I don't
don't
think
get
it's
that.
better. I don't think it's better, but I don't discredit either.
It's a worse version of an iPad. You know what I mean? Because you can only
well,
have one. It's only one book. It's not like 10 books.
well, for me, I'm a reader. I love reading. So for me, I don't want to like discredit anyone that got something from a book.
Well, can't you read on like an iPad? Like read a book on an iPad,
Oh, sure, of course.
and then you can have like 100 books on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I just prefer pages. I don't know.
Okay, all right, old school. All right, old school faith. Right on. Nothing
Not
wrong
that
with rocking the old
not that I
school.
don't read online. Of course I do, but it's just I guess it's harder on my eyes.
Do you think so? I mean, they say that, right? And my eyes do feel tired from looking at the screen.
Hmm.
But I don't know, like, because I know that if I were to read, right, it would be a lot slower. I would learn a lot slower.
That it
So
might
would I
just be
get as
me.
much
It might just be me.
information?
It might just be me because I have astigmatism and all that. So maybe it's just me, but it's hard on my eyes.
The screen?
The screen, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
I'd
people say
much rather
that.
just sit with a little dim light in my bedroom and turn the pages. I'm a nerd, guys.
Yeah, me too, kind of. I don't know. I was never really cool, but I don't know if I was a nerd either. I was just kind of average, just average at everything, you know?
I was the cool nerd.
You were the cool nerd.
Yeah, everyone liked me, but they
Yeah,
also knew that I knew stuff.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Go ask Faith.
So, like, did you grow? So you grew up in Chicago? Is that what it is, or grew up in Illinois?
No, I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin, and then you moved to Iowa.
Yeah, we moved to Iowa 3 years ago for a job for the man.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I always hated with Milwaukee though.
Yeah,
Like
it's
there are good parts of it, but
it's
it's
not
just
like you're out in the sticks though. I mean, it's still a play, like it's still a pretty well known place,
Iowa.
No, Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're out in the sticks, like, oh yeah, I'm from like, I don't know, Alligator with, I don't know, some state, Mississippi. I'm from Alligator, Mississippi. Where
Yeah.
they don't have mail, like they don't have mail out there. You gotta like they drop it in like a lake, and you gotta swim out there and get it.
Yeah, and I guess I don't want to dog Milwaukee. It's just I grew up in the ghetto part of Milwaukee, so
Mm.
that's why I don't give it a lot of props.
I'm from yeah, I guess I'm from a bad area of San Francisco, but we we moved a lot because we got evicted a lot. So I lived in some good places, some bad places, here and there. But like every 6 months we moved.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
We lived in the same house for 15 years.
Oh, that's good. Nothing
46
wrong with that.
Fond du Lac Avenue.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I just remember like always meeting new friends, always going to new schools. Like I would go to 2 or 3 new schools every year.
Oh.
I know it was crazy. Like so many different schools, right? Even up to like 5th grade, I don't know, like 9 or 10 schools, right? And you're like, wow, that seems like a lot of schools, right, to get to that grade.
Yeah, wasn't that hard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Man.
meeting new friends and stuff all the time. But
Wow.
I guess it like now I'm outgoing, right? And so like I make friends really easily. And so I don't know if I would be that way if I didn't have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Because
That's a
I
good point.
was kind of shy, like when I was a kid, right? I didn't really want to like have to talk to anybody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like just being forced to do it, to just to survive, you have to make friends. And
Right.
I guess I picked that up, that skill of doing that. And now holding on to friends, now that's a different story. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
good at that really, but we're figuring it out. Cause like I
Yeah.
don't know, like I always end up like either knowing or believing in something that like is contrary to the mainstream.
Hmm.
It's like hated, and it's like, well, I'm not. I'm just want to believe the truth. Like, why isn't to me, it's confusing why everyone doesn't want to know the truth.
Yeah, it is strange, isn't it?
Isn't
I
it
mean,
exciting to find out the Earth is flat? I mean, I like.
the people that believe that just everything on CNN, I'm just like, what's wrong with you?
I don't know how people could
Well, I
just
don't
repeat
ask
what they
them that.
hear.
I don't ask them that, but I think in my head, like, what's wrong with you? How do you not even for a second think they're making this crap up?
Yeah, like you don't ever want to question it. You
Like, you
know.
don't ever question anything. Like, you just go with the flow. You don't ever be like, wait a second. Maybe that woman crying on TV didn't actually lose a kid. I don't know. There could be crisis actors. Like,
Yeah, I don't think.
you don't
I,
question me?
I think there's some people that just don't think that way.
There
They
is.
just don't. Yeah.
Literally is. I know people that just don't think that way. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. You do know there's crisis actors, right? No, come on. They wouldn't do that. What?
Hmm. Well, like, can you imagine, like, you watch CNN, you just like repeat the mainstream narrative, and then you go to school and you learn all the indoctrinated stuff, right? And
Right.
then you watch Jeopardy and answer all the questions, and
Trust
you
me,
like reaffirm all the indoctrination, right?
that's what it is.
and
Exactly.
then and then you watch a show that like somehow sneaks in some kind of like agenda to where you're allowing weirdos into your life,
Yeah.
and then and then you go to bed, right, and you're like, you think that that's your life, but it's really they're just telling you kind of like what to think and how to be, you know?
Absolutely. I don't know why I'm the way well, I do know why I'm the way I am. And I believe it's because my parents knew knew that this world was fallen. So they
Yeah,
decided to homeschool me, which sucked for me, but now I am very appreciative of it. Dad
right.
always Dad always said, "Watch out for Big Brother."
Yeah.
So in comes Faith, the conspiracy theorist.
I just call it like being a reality theorist, you know? Like,
It's just it is.
I
That's
mean,
you're
conspiracy theorist to
not
me is someone that like comes up with like wild theories, like,
right. You're not
you know,
conspiring anything. You're just saying, hey, maybe the Earth's not a random spinning ball in space, and maybe I am something special.
yeah.
That's not
Not
conspiring
it,
anything. That's just saying I was created in the image of a most amazing creator.
yeah.
So
It
take your
seems
spinning
silly, right?
ball and go somewhere.
It seems silly, right? To now, right? That we're out of all that to believe that yeah, we just popped out of nothing and we're like some speck flying around in
Yeah.
infinity,
And
flying
see,
around out
like I
there, you
said,
know?
I was homeschooled, but I was, and I never was taught evolution. I was always taught that that was a lie, but I was still taught the ball Earth.
Yeah.
So in some way, that because my mom was my teacher, my dad was my principal, basically. So in some way,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
in some way they were indoctrinated with it too, because I wasn't taught that the Earth was not moving,
Yeah,
and
it's crazy, man.
all of our curriculum was Christian based.
Shulamite says, I don't believe anything unless Walter Cronkite says it.
Is that guy still alive?
I don't know, man. But I just remember his eyebrows, you know?
Yeah.
He had really big eyebrows. Either him or that was the other guy. I don't know.
I remember my mom watching Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Yeah. She married Maury Povich. It was like the media power couple.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she
I
married
didn't know
Maury
that.
Povich.
I didn't
Hmm.
know that.
Yeah. I don't
Funny.
sometimes I wonder if that's even real, if they just you know, just it's like all for show, right? Like, okay, these two people are together and they just put them together. Because it's not like you see like very many like celebrities, like say Tom Cruise married to like Mary from down the street. You know, it's some other celebrity that he's married
Yeah,
to. You know, it's
yeah,
like
exactly. It's
it's
always
the
like Charlize Theron married. I don't know. I don't even. I can't even think of a guy celebrity. But they're all together.
celebrities. Yeah,
Like you don't just see a celebrity married to some random Joe.
yeah, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't
They
happen.
they don't they don't assimilate.
I don't think they're allowed to.
Well, I mean, now that I know about the flat earth, right? And I know that, okay, well, if we run to the news, right, they're not going to tell the world, right? So
Right.
obviously they're all in it together, right? So there is no one to tell, right? And
Right.
so it makes you think that anybody with a platform, right, that can reach a lot of people is probably controlled, you know? And so like I don't know how big it goes up to, but there are some like channels with very small reach that are controlled that are like wow
Well,
like
yeah.
well then
Just
like
just for example, Alex Jones or Joe Rogan. Like they throw these people in and give them talking points, but they're still for the right left crap.
right like every truther you get to is like it's like a video game, right? And it's a different boss on a different level, right? You get to more and more truth, right? But they always
Right.
keep God away from you, right? It's hard to
Absolutely.
find a truther that talks about all of the truth topics without gatekeeping any of them and is a
Yeah,
Christian. Like that's rare. And so
absolutely.
I'm wondering like, well, like at what point, right, will it just never grow again? You know, like which channel like that has the farthest reach? I don't know, man. It seems hard to get. Like, I couldn't imagine 5,000 subscribers with that. You know?
Well, I mean, even if you take, let's say, Richie from Boston,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, he's a shill too, though. You know?
he's a he like yeah, he's got a lot of stuff like exposing things, but he's still a freaking show.
Yeah.
Like, come to my channel. I don't have that reach, but I'll tell you the straight up truth. I'm not lying to anyone.
Right. And that's what it is. I mean, it's gonna have to be a grassroots effort, right? It's instead of like being one central channel that has like a ton of reach, it's gonna have to be, okay, well, we got, say, I don't know, let's say we have 30 people here, right? That will click on this channel, today or whatever. And so all 30 people have to have a big mouth, and do a video or whatever. And then whatever reach they have, right, it needs to spread that way. Because
Right.
if you have a centralized location, right, where all the subscribers are, right, then eventually they're going to end it, right? Eventually this channel is going to be bye-bye, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And
100%.
we'll still probably find each other, right? And on channel 2, we'll still have like probably the same amount of people here, but we won't get that one or two people every once in a while that are new,
Yeah.
like
Which
that'll
is the
end,
goal. Yeah, that's the aim.
Yeah. And that's the mission right there, right? Is trying to reach these new people, right? Spread the news as far as we can. And so either that or we all have to go out and meet new people and bring them back,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I rack my head about it sometimes, but I know that I try not to act in my own will and my own understanding. I just try to like pray about it and let God guide my steps, and then it always works out, And everybody here has been helping me out so much. Like,
awesome.
You guys coming on all the time, I almost feel like I don't have enough spots to put you guys on. Like, I mean, there are some times where I'm by myself, but it's only because I'm holding the spot, because I feel like I'm not putting everybody on enough, right? To where I feel like people will get their feelings hurt,
Okay, yeah, sure. I understand.
And so I'll hold a spot for somebody and they won't show up or something, and I just do the show on my own,
Yeah.
But there's so many people that will join and talk, right? And I think that's so great, man. I think that's
too. I think that's awesome, because I love hearing everyone and how they sound and how they talk and what they have to say. And I think that's great that you provide that platform for them to do so.
And then like organic conversations, right? As opposed to like a planned out, outline. I mean, the outlines are good, right? And it's cool to reach talking points. But like, I think it's also cool just to have a conversation,
I think so too. Yeah, I think it's, the more organic it is, the more real it is. It's just real talk.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, guess what time it is?
It's Dusty Trail.
Time to hit the old Dusty Trail. And tonight I'm gonna have Jake on.
Oh yeah.
And tomorrow morning it's gonna be Shulamite. So that'll be great. 2 good shows in a row. Yes. Thank you so much, Faith, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, Stephen. Appreciate it.
And praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. And all glory to God, because he deserves it. Pray for the children and everybody, anybody being victimized at this point, And, I hope we're one day closer, guys, to God coming back. And then all that'll end, right? And we'll just carry on.
That's right.
With everlasting contentment. I can't wait for that. So, Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys tonight at 5 p.m.
Love you guys.